If you had told me a few years ago that I'd be putting brutally honest footage of my messy closet on the internet for everyone to see, I would not believe you, but here I am doing just that. Okay, is it the most minimalist closet? No. But is it way better? Yes. And look down here at how much space there is. Like, I love my clothes being able to breathe. I want to explain to you how I'm going to be doing this declutter because I think I'm going to be doing it in a kind of new way that's going to help me out. But I think I just want to rip off the band-aid first and show you footage of the before of my closet. Okay, so here we are walking over to my closet. As you can see, it has a mirror. Hey there. Let's open this up. This is going to be brutally real. So here's my closet. As you can see, the hangers are kind of all jumbled up and there is a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of you might not consider this to be very minimalist. I have all my jeans hung up in here and I have another layer of hung stuff. So it's a lot. And then I have like a laundry bag on the floor and like random stuff on the ground. The other half of this closet is technically my husband's, but he doesn't really keep much in here just because most of it is in his dresser. But yeah, lots of stuff. Now, it feels weird to me showing you all this. I've been creating minimalism content on the internet for a couple of years now, and yet I still have a closet like that. But let's be real, I started out as such a clutter magnet. I had so much stuff. And so even getting to this place is a huge improvement to me. And I've always said, I'm just trying to be a pragmatic minimalist here. Minimalism doesn't mean you have to be super extreme. For me, it just means reducing how much I have to create more space for more meaningful things than physical objects. I guess I want to add that disclaimer. The other thing I also want to be real about is that that's not the absolute worst my closet has been in previous months. It sometimes has multiple bags of laundry that I haven't folded, so this is kind of like a not so great day, but not at its absolute worst day. Just trying to be super brutally honest here. I'm excited for this declutter because it's been something that a lot of you have requested on Instagram, but basically I want to do a new type of declutter. I've tried the Marie Kondo method where you pile everything you have in one place in a category and go through it. I've done a different version where I build my wardrobe, for example, on my bed and then take everything else and put it in bins to kind of decide later if I'm itching for those things and then eventually decluttering those bins. That type of declutter really worked for me in that it helped me get rid of 70% of my wardrobe. I'll link that video above and below in case you're interested in seeing that. But since that time, I've physically changed a lot. I got an MS diagnosis, which basically is an autoimmune condition that attacks my central nervous system. It creates lesions in my brain and spine. And ultimately, ever since the flare that led to my diagnosis, I've seen such a big change in my ability to just do everyday ordinary things. I tire out way faster. I just don't have the stamina I used to have. And I feel like a lot of decluttering strategists don't take into account disability or just the busyness of life or other kinds of challenges that get in the way of doing these massive declutters all at once. Let's be real, it's hard to find time in your day to do a meaningfully massive declutter all at once. And for me, I just don't have the energy anymore. Maybe on a really good day I do, but those days are few and far between, and I want to spend those days doing things that are fun. So what I'm planning to do is what I'm going to refer to as a modular declutter. Rather than taking my entire wardrobe and putting it on my bed and going through it, or thinking that I'm going to build my wardrobe and then take everything else, put it in bins, carry those bins to storage, and deal with decluttering them later, I'm going to take a page out of Marie Kondo's book, change it a bit to make it work for me. So she talks about this idea that you should go through all your stuff in categories. For example, if you're going to do a bathroom declutter, make sure you gather belongings from all of the bathrooms in your home. Instead, what I'm going to do is take the big category of my entire wardrobe and split it down into little modules. Today, what I'm going to do is my closet. And that works for me because I have all of the same type of thing in my closet. So like I have all my blouses, I have all my cardigan sweaters, I have all my jeans. And so I know that I'm pretty much decluttering all of those categories at once, but I'm not going to be decluttering my t-shirts and my pajamas and other categories of clothes that might not be included in that. So basically, I'm whittling down all these many subcategories of my wardrobe and just taking a couple of them at a time. And for me, that works to just do my actual closet and not my dresser for today. So I'm still trying to do things somewhat categorically, and I'm breaking down my overall wardrobe into modules for myself, but I'm still going to try to do everything within those categories. That way, I'm just not making it such a big job for myself, but I'm also doing it a little bit more intentionally than just like occasionally walking up to my closet and decluttering one or two things. Like, I'm going through everything in my closet and I'm making a decision. Anyway, I don't know if this is going to work, but I figure it's a good new way to try a declutter that's realistic for the amount of energy and physical stamina I have right now. Let's see how this goes, and I think I'm just going to get started.
I was king of the lonesome, but I gave up the throne. For what good is a kingdom when you rule all alone? For the first time in a long time, let in light in.
Before we get started, I want to really quickly acknowledge I haven't done a massive closet declutter in probably a couple of years. And so even though I've done little declutters here or there, I've gradually reaccumulated stuff. And so I am kind of shocked at how much I have, given that I have been pursuing minimalism and I want to work on that. I also want to go about this with some self-compassion. I don't want to be too harsh on myself, but I just want to reduce my wardrobe a bit. I'm going to take things, have a keep pile, have a put away in storage to decide later if I go looking for it. Maybe it's a sign I keep it. If I don't, then I declutter at a specified date later. And then a pile of things I definitely want to declutter now. Okay, let's do this. So look at this. Already at the very beginning, I have multiple jean shirts, but they are for different uses. This is more of like a keep it closed, button it down. This one's more of a wear it over t-shirts, more of a jacket type vibe. So I'm actually going to keep both of them because I use both of them a lot. I think one of the best things that helps me decide what to declutter is just to have a frank conversation with myself. What do I actually regularly use? And even tracking what you wear is a great way to do that, which I have done in the past. Because if you don't track it, you don't actually know. This shirt is cute. It's relatively new actually. I've only worn it a few times, but I don't reach for it very often, so I'm actually considering putting it in a bin for later. Now this shirt is a toughie because I absolutely love it, but I don't wear it that often, but it's one that I want to wear. It's hard because am I telling myself lies about my clutter and I should just be real with myself and declutter it or put it in sort of a storage bin? Part of me wants to just really prioritize wearing it. What I might do is put it backwards on the hanger and then check in a couple weeks if I still haven't used it, maybe it's time to declutter. This is an example of a tank top that I really just don't use much, and especially in the winter, but even in the summer I don't use it much, so I might put that away in storage for a while and see if I miss it. So for some reason, I always have like several white button downs. Now granted, I'm constantly wearing them, but I never seem to reach for this one. I just don't like it as much. So I think this one's gotta go. This is the linen shirt I got in Paris. I talked about it in my Paris vlog. If you wanna see that, it's my favorite video I've ever made. So I'll link that above and below, but I just love this shirt. I'm so glad I got it. Even though it's such a basic, I just love knowing that I got it there. Same story. This is relatively new. I love it. It's fancy. It was a little pricey, but I just never reach for it. And somebody else might use it a lot more than I do. This is one of those basics that I thought I would wear all the time, but I just don't enjoy wearing it. Like, it doesn't bring me joy. I don't feel great in it. So it's definitely time to declutter. What's interesting is because I have so many white tops, it just kind of blends in and I don't even notice it in my closet. That's also probably a sign I have too much in my closet.
Standing here at the door, it pulls me in and pushes me to beginnings are always hard. I never know where to start, and I keep looking back to where I've been, tilling and working ground, never knowing what would be found is exactly where
This is an example of a blouse I absolutely love. I feel just really pretty in it, and I want to fill my wardrobe with things I feel good in and that feel really nice and high quality to me. So I need to remember items like this and try to hold everything to that standard. Here's an example of a really fluffy, cozy half zip that I got at Target. Love it, but I just never use it. And even if I love it, if I never use it, I gotta let it go. So I'm gonna do that. So this is an example of something that I think maybe is in the wrong place in my house. I don't use it often, but I don't use it because I see it more as like a light jacket as opposed to a blazer. So I think I'm gonna move it to where I keep my coats downstairs, so I'm more likely to grab it this spring when I'm going out the door. If not, I need to let it go. But I do think sometimes accessibility and being organized about where you place things can help clarify whether you actually use something. Because for me, sometimes if it's in a back corner of a closet, I just don't end up reaching for it. How do I have so many denim jackets? Aylin, it's time to let it go. You gotta just do it. It's painful because I like this jacket and I saw a photo of Meghan Markle in it, so I'm like, ooh, this feels fancy even though it's from Madewell, but I don't need this. It's time to let it go. Okay, this sweater, you probably can't tell right now, but it's really beautiful. It's like this big slouchy sweater and I love it in principle, but I just never reach for it. For some reason, it just feels like clunky on me, like I'm not comfy. So I think I'm gonna see if my sister would be interested, and if not, I'll, bring it somewhere to donate. And also another thing to keep in mind is how much space items take up in your closet, because this is very thick. Like it actually takes a lot of the space and a lot of the airiness or lightness that my closet could have. So if I declutter it, it opens up a lot of space. Jeans are included in a category that I just have such a soft spot for, and as I've previously talked about, my little motto for this year is know thyself. Know that jeans are a soft spot for me, and I shouldn't just keep things because, I like options or just because I feel bad that I purchased them. Now, luckily, I can feel good about the fact a lot of these I actually purchased secondhand, but just realistically, this is just way too many. I also really love these hangy things, these S hooks. They're a lifesaver. They allow me to see what jeans I have and grab them more easily. I'm actually going through everything sort of a second time to try to see if among the things I've kept, maybe I could whittle it down a little bit more. I think repetition is such a valuable strategy. Like maybe once you go through more things, you see the items you kept a little bit differently. So these are all the belongings that I plan to either declutter or put in bins to examine later. And the idea is if I don't reach for anything in those bins, then maybe I need to declutter them. But that's a lot of stuff that was all in that closet. Like, look at how many pairs of jeans that I'm eliminating from the space. It's just gonna make it way more streamlined. So many layers of things. And then if we look at my closet, okay, is it the most minimalist closet? No. But is it way better? Yes. And look down here at how much space there is. Like, I love my clothes being able to breathe. There's space here. I can see them. I know what's in my closet. And the floor is clear. How great is that? And even up here, it looks more jammed than it is. Like, look at the space between these items. I'm just feeling so much better about it. And look, I still have 4 pairs of jeans, probably more than I absolutely need. I guess 5 if I include the ones I'm currently wearing. But you know, I love jeans. I work from home. I wear them all the time. And then this is the shirt. I'm gonna turn it around and see if I use it. And if I don't in the next couple of weeks, it's time to declutter it. It just feels so much better. Again, this is all the stuff I'm either getting rid of or putting away in storage for a time. And I feel like maybe it's over half of the belongings. Wow. I didn't even necessarily anticipate that. That's why this bin system is good, because it allows me to feel free to let go of more. Okay, so I did that declutter. It was all within the course of an hour or so, and I still have energy. I didn't wipe myself out for the day, but I made big progress. Just know that when you're done, you just feel so much better. There's this like release of stress and worry, and it just feels so good. So if you're somebody who has way too much stuff, you're overwhelmed by it, you have a lot of guilt around it, believe me, I've been there. I'm on this journey too. I'm somebody who has historically collected way too much. But if I can do it, you can do it. Because I have a weird attachment to my stuff. My brain gives me all these reasons why I should keep them. And I've just had to sit back and change my mindset, change where my priorities lie. I want more time and space to spend with the people I care about. I want more time and space to do creative projects. I want more time and space to be spontaneous, to do things on a whim. I don't want to be spending all my time cleaning up after myself, organizing, repairing things, trying to find things. That's such a time waster. And not that I never do that now, but as I've gradually reduced how much stuff I have, it just saves me so much time, and it creates that space. And you even saw that extra little bit of space in my closet already feels so good. I'm able to see the things in my closet, and I feel like that's a metaphor for what minimalism can do more generally, that if you actually reduce how much you have, you actually see what you like more. You get exposure to what you care about more in like a bigger sense, not just in a stuff sense. So I just hope that this can serve as a reminder that you can make changes and you can see a difference, sometimes pretty rapidly, if you just decide, I'm going to get rid of a high percentage of my stuff. Do it the way that works for you. I think this modular strategy is going to work for me. I'm not way overdoing it. As a result, I'm seeing a lot of the benefits of reducing my wardrobe, but I'm not feeling so much of the burden where I'm like totally wiped out after. I feel good after. So I think this strategy is going to work for me. Let me know what you think of this modular decluttering strategy. There are definitely pros and cons to any strategy, but I'm interested to hear what all of you think. Also, I put a lot of work into these videos, I'm not gonna lie, and I really appreciate the support that so many of you have shown me. It's a big reason why I keep making these videos. So if you got anything from it, I would just so appreciate if you take a moment to hit the like button or to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see more videos on minimalism, simple living, and building an empowering mindset. Doing both of those things is a great way to help support me, to help support the channel, to keep me going with these videos. So thank you so much if you're willing to take the time to do that. I really, really appreciate it. That's all I've got for you today, but thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.